Ubisoft is making another Assassin's Creed game, and this one is set in feudal Japan, one of the most popular destinations requested from the franchise. Now, while Ubisoft made an attempt to bring Assassin's Creed back to its core with Assassin's Creed Mirage, and that attempt kind of failing, the game studio is now making a second, more strong attempt at bringing back players who lost their interest in the franchise after they turned it into a giant MMORPG fest. Assassin's Creed Shadows takes you to Japan's tumultuous Sengoku period. Japan in this period was undergoing a massive unification stage where different clans were at wars vying for power, and this is the historical backdrop for the game. Without giving you any spoilers or making this video a history lesson, I'll quickly try and summarize the story. Essentially, you play as one of the two characters, a shinobi ninja named Naoi or a samurai named Yasuke. Naoi is a young and talented shinobi assassin from the Iga province, and Yasuke is a towering figure based on the real-life African samurai who served a Japanese daimyo during this era. Now, Naoi and Yasuke start on opposite sides of the war, with Yasuke walking into Naoi's homeland in the trailer and destroying it, but they eventually come together in the story and you can play with either character. Any mission, either character, it's very GTA-like in that form. The story sort of follows the same old formula that we've seen in the Assassin's Creed 2 Revelations and Brotherhood saga, where the Ezio saga ran, and there was the story with assassin wanting revenge on somebody who had wronged him and then discovering them in the process. There's nothing new, so there is hope that the gameplay is actually going to be linear and this will be a heavily story-driven game instead of you having to do 1000 side quests.
While specific details are still under wraps, Assassin's Creed Shadows is expected to stay true to the series' original formula. Expect open-world exploration, engaging combat, likely with a focus on both stealth and confrontation based on your character choice. A rich narrative that blends historical fiction with the series' ongoing lore of the Assassins and Templars is also going to find its way in there. The problem here is that Ubisoft has left people hanging and extremely short of detail. The company was making similar claims with Assassin's Creed Mirage, and while the trailer did look promising, the actual game was not as true to the core of Assassin's Creed games as it should have been.
Now, we don't know how the combat is going to be like. Combat has historically been one of the more important parts of Assassin's Creed games, and the older games, while they offered a great story and linear gameplay, combat kind of became repetitive. With the opportunity of being able to switch between two characters, one that symbolizes strength, the other symbolizes stealth, you may be able to get some variations in the gameplay, but once again, before Ubisoft drops a gameplay trailer, it's very hard to make conclusions. We also don't know what the game graphics or how the setting is going to look like. I mean, if you look at the pre-rendered CGI trailer, it all looks pretty good, but then it's a CGI trailer, so we don't know for sure. Now, Akim Milne, the Assistant Director of Creative Design for Assassin's Creed, and Jonathan Dumont, the Creative Director, did drop a trailer explanation on YouTube, on Ubisoft's YouTube channel essentially, and said that the trailer has been made to resemble the game as closely as possible. So the combos, the weapons, and the settings that you see in the trailer, like dynamic weather and the foliage and the settings and the characters and so on and so forth, should be present in the actual game itself. But other than their word, we don't really have much to go on now. That includes dynamic weather elements, the weapons, and their specific animations, as well as a hint of what the combat looks like. You can break away from the monotony of the hack and slash combat fest that older Assassin's Creed games were by switching between the two characters, which all have a life of their own as well. So you can expect the character switching mechanism to be somewhat similar to GTA 5, where you switch characters, each of them is kind of doing their own thing at any given point in time. Gameplay aside, the fanbase is also divided between Ubisoft's choice of protagonists.
Yasuke's character is the one that's supposed to be historically accurate, and Milne and Dumont do point this out in the explainer video. However, there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Whether or not this is another cash grab for Ubisoft is also something that's up for debate, considering the pricing and the bundles that the game comes in, and these are seriously horrible. The game launches on November 15 this year on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Luna. The standard edition comes out at around $69 or $70. And if that's not enough money for a game, Ubisoft is also selling Gold and Ultimate editions priced at $109 and $129 respectively. The two more expensive editions do add a season pass that gives players access to an additional quest on launch, some unlockables, and 2 future expansions. This also means that players on the base edition will eventually have to spend more money if they're looking to have the full experience of the game. There is also a collector's edition which comes with some goodies like a wall scroll and figurines for an eye-watering $279 for all three platforms. If you like these videos, consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up, press the bell icon and tell us in the comments below what more such content can we make for you. If you want to know more about tech, visit our website Candid.Technology, follow us on social media, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and we'll see you in the next video.